A powerful earthquake has struck New Zealand's North Island, which the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are currently visiting on their royal tour. The 6.7 magnitude earthquake hit near Taumarunui, about 280 kilometers south of Auckland, where Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are visiting. New Zealand's parliament was suspended after the quake, and more than 15,000 people reported feeling the quake. The tremor was one of the largest felt in the country since a 7.8 magnitude quake struck near Kikera in the South Island in November 2016, killing 2 people. The earthquake was reported as strong and widely felt by GeoNet, with a depth of 193 kilometers. People reported feeling the quake in Christchurch on the South Island, which is 800 kilometers away. The earthquake forced at least 2 planes to abort their scheduled landings in Wellington. Hawke's Bay Civil Defence recommended people affected by the shaking should drop and hold on tight. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex started their day in Redvale, on Auckland's North Shore, where they dedicated a 20-hectare area of native bush to the Queen's Commonwealth canopy, which conserves indigenous forests for future generations. Prince Harry and Meghan were later joined by local schoolchildren in planting trees at the site. The Duchess planted a koha'i tree, the flower of which was one of 53 on the veil of her wedding dress. The royal couple were then handed the task of leading their own team of students in a welly wanging contest. Meghan's team emerged victorious against her husband's in the contest, which saw competitors throw a Wellington boot as far as they could. The next engagement for the Duke and Duchess was a visit to Pillars, a charity for children of prisoners operating across New Zealand. They were joined by New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern for the occasion. Meghan and Harry will later visit central Auckland for a meet and greet with local residents before attending a reception at the Auckland War Memorial Museum. Members of Parliament said they felt the full force of the quake. MP Deborah Russell said it seemed to go on forever, while Louise Upton said it was the longest one I felt in the chamber. Deputy Speaker Anne Tolley made the call to suspend Parliament. "I never thought I'd have to do that, suspend my house until we find out what's happened," she told Radio New Zealand. "There were public in the galleries and people need to just make sure their staff are okay. I mean, we're in the safest building probably in the country, but just to make sure and get some advice." A spokesman for Wellington Fire and Emergency said there had been no reports of injuries or serious damage. Meghan beats Harry at welly wanging in New Zealand. Meghan Markle displayed an unexpected talent for welly wanging in Auckland Tuesday, gaining bragging rights over husband Prince Harry after they competed in the oddball New Zealand sport. When she married into Britain's royal family in London 5 months ago, it's doubtful Meghan envisaged her duties would include standing in a rain-soaked paddock half a world away, hurling a Wellington boot into the distance. But as schoolchildren on her team chanted "Meghan, Meghan, Meghan," the pregnant Duchess gave a flick of the wrist and sent her red and white polka-dot wellies sailing past Harry's best effort. Clutching her prize, a miniature-mounted Wellington boot, the American-born former actress told her team, "You should put it in your school. Now that'll make a show and tell." Pine Hill School pupil Isabella Eddy said there was a friendly rivalry between the couple as they lined up for the big event. "I think she was thinking that there was no chance that she would win. But she did," she said. Wellington throwing is one of the unusual activities seen at rural fairs and fundraisers in New Zealand, along with wood chopping, olive pit spitting and speed tree climbing. Despite her impressive performance, Meghan would need to train hard to match former Commonwealth decathlete Brant Newdick, who once reportedly threw his welly 48.5 meters, 160 feet, only to be disqualified because he was not a local. Earlier, the royals helped plant native trees as part of an environmental project. They are in the final days of a jam-packed 16-day tour that has included more than 70 engagements in Australia, Fiji, Tonga and New Zealand.